This is a Bugatti Pur Sport, and right now, it's about to disappear at auction, not because it's slow or old or crashed, but because fixing it might be impossible. On the surface, it looks perfect, but underneath everything is wrong. And the scariest part is that even if Matt Armstrong buys it, even if the money is there, Bugatti doesn't actually have to help him. If they refuse to cooperate, the rebuild is finished before it even begins, because a Bugatti without Bugatti support is just a very expensive statue. This isn't just any Bugatti either. The Pur Sport is one of the most extreme road cars Bugatti has ever built. Shorter gearing, stiffer suspension, more downforce, less comfort, and absolutely no forgiveness. Bugatti didn't design this car to be friendly. They designed it to dominate. And now it's broken in the worst possible way. Not smashed, not written off, just wrong. The kind of wrong that doesn't show up in photos or auction listings. The kind that quietly ruins owners and sends cars into storage for years. The reason this Pur Sport is heading to auction is simple. Nobody wants the responsibility. Once the hammer drops, there's no warranty, no factory obligation, no safety net. Whoever buys it owns every single problem, and Bugatti knows that. They can simply say they didn't sell the car, they don't support auction vehicles, and they won't supply parts. At that point, the new owner is left holding a multi-million-dollar mistake, and that's exactly why this car is so tempting and so dangerous at the same time. Bugatti parts aren't just expensive, they're brutal. A single brake disc costs more than most people's cars. Sensors run into 5 figures. Wiring looms are custom built, locked to the chassis number, and once ordered, they can't be returned. And that's assuming Bugatti even agrees to sell them. This isn't like rebuilding a Ferrari or a Lamborghini where there's a workaround for everything. Bugatti controls the entire ecosystem. Software, diagnostics, programming, even basic calibration is dealer only. Without their cooperation, Matt can't even ask the car what's wrong with it. So imagine this. The car arrives. It looks flawless. The key is turned and the dashboard lights up with warnings. Systems refuse to initialize. The car drops into protection mode. Nothing behaves the way it should. And the worst part is that no scanner can explain why, because Bugatti diagnostic tools are completely locked down. No third-party access, no shortcuts, no clever tricks. Without Bugatti, Matt is completely blind. That's when it becomes clear this rebuild isn't really about fixing a car. It's about convincing one of the most secretive manufacturers in the world to let an independent YouTuber touch their flagship hypercar. Matt reaches out to Bugatti, not as a dealership customer, not as a factory-approved owner, but as someone who bought their car at auction and wants to rebuild it properly and publicly. He explains the plan, the transparency, the documentation, and then all he can do is wait. Waiting is the worst part, because Bugatti doesn't owe him anything. They don't need the publicity. They don't need the money. They can simply say no and move on. When a response finally comes, it isn't a yes or a no. It's, "We'll review and get back to you," which in Bugatti language can mean absolutely nothing. While waiting, Matt digs deeper into the car's history, and that's when things start to look even worse. This Pur Sport has been here before. Software updates that didn't complete properly, sensors replaced more than once, calibration attempts that never fully fixed the issue. That tells Matt something deeply uncomfortable. This isn't a mechanical problem you can solve by replacing parts. This is a system-level issue, the kind manufacturers hate because it exposes complexity instead of damage. You can't just bolt your way out of this. At this point, the risks are stacking fast. A hypercar with locked software, unknown fault history, no diagnostic access, auction ownership, and no guarantee of parts. 5 layers of risk before a single bolt has been removed. Then Bugatti finally responds, and this is where the rebuild either dies or becomes something much bigger. Bugatti is willing to consider supporting the project, but only under strict conditions. No bypassing systems, no reverse engineering, no shortcuts. Full transparency and full documentation, with absolutely no guarantees. They'll sell parts at full price and may assist with programming, but if anything goes wrong, it's on Matt. This isn't support in the traditional sense. It's permission to try, and suddenly this rebuild becomes a public test case. This is the moment where walking away makes the most sense. Financially, logically, mentally. But Matt realizes something important. If this works, if a Bugatti Pur Sport can be rebuilt outside the factory with cooperation instead of secrecy, it challenges the idea that hypercars are untouchable. It challenges the dealer-only ownership model. It proves that transparency doesn't have to destroy exclusivity. And that's why he commits to it. The teardown begins slowly and carefully. every panel removed with intention, every bolt marked, every component documented. Because one mistake here doesn't cost money, it costs trust, and Bugatti is watching. As systems start coming apart, it becomes obvious how deeply interconnected everything is. Nothing on this car exists on its own. One module refuses to cooperate, and the entire car shuts down. The team discovers that even the cooling system communicates with the suspension, which talks to the aerodynamics, which reports back to the engine management. It's not just a car. It's an ecosystem where every sensor, every actuator, every line of code has to agree before anything moves. The complexity is staggering, and the margin for error is non-existent. Then the worst-case scenario happens. A control module fails during reinitialization. Not damaged, not shorted, just dead. And this module is critical. It's tied to the chassis number, the immobilizer, and the ECU handshake. A used replacement won't work. A new one costs 6 figures, takes months to arrive, and requires factory programming. This is where most Bugatti rebuilds quietly end and cars disappear into long-term storage. At this point, nothing else matters. Not the auction price, not the views, not the content. Because if this module can't be resolved, the car will never drive again. Not fast, not slow, never. And then something unexpected happens. Bugatti agrees to attempt a reprogram instead of a full replacement, something they almost never do. Not because it's easy, but because this rebuild is fully documented and transparent. This isn't a hacked car. It's a controlled process. The reprogram itself takes 3 attempts. Engineers in Molsheim work remotely with Matt's team, walking them through diagnostic sequences that most independent shops will never see. There's tension in every keystroke because one wrong input could brick the entire system permanently. But slowly, cautiously, the module begins responding. First with error codes, then with partial functionality, and finally with full recognition. Slowly, systems begin to come back online. Warning lights disappear. Suspension calibrates. The drivetrain initializes properly. And when the W16 finally fires, it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels right. That's when it becomes clear the car was never truly broken. It was misunderstood, trapped between software logic and human assumptions. Here's the twist nobody expects. Once rebuilt properly, this Pur Sport isn't devalued, it's redefined. It now has a documented history, proven systems, and a level of transparency most hypercars never have. It's no longer just rare, it's understood. Buyers who once feared auction-bought exotics now see a blueprint for how it should be done. The car becomes more desirable, not less, because the mystery is gone and the integrity is proven. This rebuild isn't just about saving a Bugatti, it's about changing the rules. It proves auction hypercars aren't automatically dead, that independent rebuilds don't have to be reckless, and that cooperation between creators and manufacturers is possible. If a Bugatti Pur Sport can be rebuilt this way, nothing is truly untouchable anymore, and that idea makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But getting it running is only the beginning. Because driving a Pur Sport is the real test, and if anything goes wrong at speed, this entire story changes again. And that's where this rebuild really starts.